Welcome back to S1E3 Crochet. Today we are going to talk about our book cover granny square project. Now I have not decided what to do with my granny squares yet that represent the books that I am making. So I just keep making the granny squares for every book I read, and then I'll figure out my project later. But to get started, you want to pick a pattern, one that you can create the whole, whatever you make. Let's just say a blanket. You want to make a blanket with your books that you've read. So you want to pick a granny square that is either the same or very, very similar to make sure that they come out the same size. Now, when I started, I did not do that. So you'll notice that these two very similar patterns are not the same size as these. So that will create a problem for me later on when I make whatever I make. So what I'll probably end up doing is redoing all of these that are not the same size as the pattern that I decided to eventually go with. And in my last video, you can see the progression of the books and the granny squares and where I finally made that decision. So my word of advice to you is to make sure that you pick your pattern first, and it's one that you like and one that you can work with easily. So I picked just, after I figured it out, I just picked a simple granny square that I can add multiple colors to. So I can have up to 4 different colors if I so choose based on my book. Now, the second thing you want is to read your books. That's the fun part, getting to read your books. So I have not read this one yet. I'm using this one as an example because most of the books I read are digital. So I just take screenshots of the cover of the book and match it to my granny squares. For this particular book though, if I were to make a granny square, I would probably put a pink and then a blue and then maybe a green for here, or brown, depends on the mood that I'm in, and then the outside would be white because the majority of the cover is white. So I would make pink, blue, and mostly white. The fun part is matching the colors. I have picked out some colors already to go with this book. This one's a little light, but I think it would be closest to all the colors of pink that I have. This would definitely be the closest one. Of course, then I have white. And then I am using a Varsity Navy for the blue. And I hope you can see that, but it is a pretty good close match. So once you pick out your book and read it, the fun part, then you can make your granny square with the colors that you match the book. You make your pattern, finish your granny square, and since I'm doing more than one project right now that involve granny squares, I keep them together so I know that these are for my books. And this is how many books that I've read this year so far in 2025. Uh-oh, where did that one come from? Uh-oh. After, at the end of the year, when you've finished all of your books, then you can create whatever you want out of it. If you've read enough to make a blanket, make a blanket. If you haven't read enough to make a blanket, make something smaller, a purse, a market bag, a scarf, a hat, I mean, you can make a million different things with your granny squares. Even if you only have a few because you only read like 5 books, you can make like a little wallet or a coin purse, whatever your heart's desire. And that's what I love the most about crocheting, is that I can make whatever I want, however I want it, you know, as long as I follow relatively closely to a pattern. And there's so many patterns out there for you to choose from that it's just a matter of picking them. Picking the one that you want, the one that you like, the one that's easy for you to repeat and doesn't take a lot of time. Each one of these, and because I'm still fairly new, I've been doing this regularly for about 6 months now, my granny squares take me about 40 minutes, which isn't that long. I can sit and watch an episode with my husband and just sit on the couch, make my little granny square, and poof, I'm done. And it's that easy. In my next episode, I'm going to talk about the planning and preparation for a temperature blanket. So stay tuned for the next episode of Cricker Crochet, where we will talk about the planning and procedure for a temperature blanket. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Cricker Crochet. We appreciate you, our viewers, and our subscribers, and we hope that you continue to like and watch these videos. Thank you.